What if I told you that Papoose's admission to the intensive care unit was a setup rather than a chance street fight? What if Eazy, the block captain, and Remy Ma, his closest friends and family, weren't merely concealing information but were reportedly involved in a planned scheme to eliminate him? Yes, you heard correctly. Due to the fact that Claressa Shields, the lady who supported Papoose with every betrayal, breakdown, and dubious Remy Ma act, has just gone live with a shocking revelation that has the internet in a frenzy. I quote her when she says, "This was a hit, not a fight." Excuse me. The fact that this all happened within days of each other suggests that Remy Ma and Eazy, who claimed to be buddies, may have been planning something much more sinister behind closed doors. The timing of the explosive live feed in which Remy was humiliated isn't right, so people are wondering if this was all retaliation or if Claressa was the true target. Hold on tight, because what we're about to reveal will rock you to your core. Let's take a closer look at how Papoose ended up bleeding out next to a security gate with no aid in sight. Ladies and gentlemen, Claressa Shields and the streets are no longer silent because of what began as a few odd looks on a red carpet, followed by murmurs and Instagram remarks. With Remy Ma, Eazy, the block captain, and a man currently struggling for his life at the center of it all, the incident has now descended into a full-fledged murder conspiracy allegation that is trembling hip-hop culture and celebrity rumors like a damn earthquake. The ICU Papoose. Let's go back in time. It all started a week after Remy Ma was hauled online for the widely shared Instagram video in which she mockingly peopled, immediately criticized her for disrespecting a man who supported her during her prison term, reared her child, and essentially created a business around their love story. She claimed she never found Papoose fulfilling. However, something more sinister was simmering in the background. According to people close to close, like in a private group chat, tensions had been rising for months. There were too many instances of Remy and Eazy together, including late-night studio sessions, sporadic appearances outside of the state. And get this, an unnamed makeup artist says she heard Remy on set say to Eazy, "Once Papoose is out of the way, things get simpler." Here's where it gets crazy. 3 days before, to the alleged incident, one person asked, "What the hell does out the way mean?" Claressa allegedly cautioned Papoose earlier that week, "Watch your back. Something ain't right," when he was spotted pacing uneasily outside a Brooklyn gym while on the phone. However, Papoose remained devoted as ever. He didn't think Claressa was sincere. He assumed she was merely jealous and perhaps even resentful of his relationship with Remy. On that particular night, Papoose is at a private event that is not widely announced, has no cameras, and is very quiet. Only a small number of guests are aware of it when security footage of mayhem erupting in the back alley suddenly surfaces online. A man who is eventually identified as Papoose is walking the other way, fixing his hoodie, and who is seen staggering into view, bleeding from the mouth, shirt torn, and yelling for aid. It's easy to block. Captain, cold-blooded setup. Now, listen, no one is saying Eazy swung first, but the video shows Papoose collapsing close to a trash can with no one assisting him, step over him as if he were invisible. 911 wasn't called until a fan recognized him. Paramedics determined that he had several internal injuries, a cracked rib, a busted lip, and, wait for it, someone attempted to silence him, causing bruises around his neck and choking. 2 hours later, Claressa Shields, who wasn't even present at the event, arrives to the hospital crying. The nurse at the eye told him, Claressa yelled, referring to the front desk employee who was later dismissed. They were going to do this, I informed him. Let's take another moment to process that. Claressa's Instagram inexplicably goes away for 24 hours after that visit. So what does she know that we don't? And why is everyone trying to silence her? Fans are calling it what it truly was, and premeditated takedown to stifle what she was going to reveal, but her team claims it was a system malfunction. When Claressa went live the following day, she looked right into the camera, her face unmade, her eyes swollen, and she remarked, "This wasn't a fight. This was not a beef between rappers. This was pre-arranged. I've been silent, but I'm speaking up now. Eazy and Remy, you all Papoose didn't deserve any of it, and you all knew what you were doing." After the explosion, Twitter erupted in flames, with the hashtag #ProtectPapoose trending for 14 hours. Fans began searching and discovering they identified a lot of questionable material, including past conversations, interviews, and anything else. One footage in particular features Remy Ma on Drink Champs making a joke about deleting people from your life like they never existed. It was humorous at the time, but now it's far more frightening. Another podcast recording that came to light included Eazy boasting about being 10 years old, steps ahead of his adversaries, and how you sometimes have to move quietly to cut down on noise. That statement is now being taken as premeditation. Additionally, let's not overlook Remy's peculiar timing. One day after the incident, a picture of a Jamaican holiday spot was shared with the message, "Peace finally." Peace from what? Remy. Your husband is in serious trouble. Your name appears in every rumor story across the country, and your supposed sidekick is currently being investigated. Yes, you read correctly. A private investigation has allegedly been launched, according to a close friend of Papoose who wished to remain anonymous. This wasn't street beef. The Shade Tea podcast stated, "This was a personal matter, and if they believe we will overlook it, they had better prepare for what's about to happen." Papoose reportedly told a buddy he felt watched days prior to the incident, indicating that he was already under pressure. Claressa even says she saw someone following her during a recent interview, and the car sped off as she got a picture. His phone was acting strangely, and messages weren't getting through. We don't think it's a coincidence. Additionally, we shouldn't act like this is Remy Ma's first time dealing with danger. After serving time for shooting her own friend over a financial dispute, the woman has endured legal fires, betrayals, and public hysteria. But what if this time she doesn't? Because this time, there's security film, blood on the pavement, and a woman who isn't afraid to speak, so people aren't buying the misinterpreted image. This was never about clout. This is about justice. Claressa's last words in the now viral live stream. "You guys tried to end him, but he's still breathing. And I'm not leaving as long as he is." The live feed closes. The conflict begins. And if you believe that's the end of the drama, we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg, honey. So, where were we? Oh, yeah, blood on the sidewalk, Claressa crying outside the intensive care unit, and the whole internet giving Remy Malik the side eye. We now have receipts. So it was only a setup, but she just committed the worst. Treachery since Judas kissed Jesus on the cheek. Even Remy's staunchest supporters are remaining silent in the comments section due to receipts, so explicit and indisputable. Let's begin with the first shocking revelation. An anonymous whistleblower revealed an audio message made through a private Telegram group, purportedly from a former intern for a well-known podcasting network. The voice, garbled but obviously female, says, "I saw Remy Ma exit a black Escalade the evening of Papoose's assault. She entered the rear alley. I heard shouting. 5 minutes later, Eazy pulled up, and then everything hell erupted." You did hear that both Eazy and Remy were present. Nevertheless, they both stated that they were out of town that evening. Eazy allegedly posted a late-night spa anecdote, and Remy filming a content partnership at an upscale Airbnb. Here's the issue. Though fans don't match the metadata, we also commend all of you TikTok investigators. Examined Remy's spa footage and discovered that the timestamp was inconsistent. Although Queens was listed on the location tag, the background music was really being spun live by a Brooklyn DJ that evening at the precise area where there was an attack. I'm sorry, let's delve further now. Venmo exchanges. Yes, you read correctly. Screenshots of a $5,000 transfer from a private account with the letters RM to a username that, until recently, belonged to a security contractor with suspected gang affiliations known in the underground as Stacks have surfaced. The transfer's caption, "Take care of it. No errors." What? I mean, who? Sis. Sends that on Venmo. It's not even illegal, it's simply lazy. 3 days later, guess who was seen with those exact stacks? Yes, the block captain is attempting to blend in while wearing a black hoodie outside of Popeyes in New York. The image is now Exhibit A, in what Twitter is referring to as the Papoose Hit Squad timeline after someone took a picture and published it while followers pretended not to notice. The video from the same evening is another. On security camera footage, a person wearing a mask is seen running out from the alley while holding something shiny and clearly limping. It was a chain. Some claim it was a burner telephone. This is where things start to get interesting. Though, the video picks up a background voice, muffled and distorted. 3 words, however, are obvious. Leave him there. Give it time to marinate. In light of the suspicious on-site sightings, contradictory alibis, and dubious digital purchases, Claressa is still stood on her tiptoes, threatening to sue anyone for her words. But let's discuss the hospital cover-up if that isn't enough for you. Currently, allegedly, on unpaid leave. One intensive care unit nurse someone attempted to bribe their way into the medical record system when Papoose was originally admitted. An unidentified source informed the Daily Leaks Digest. She claims that a well-dressed man with a Bronx accent inquired about Papoose's expected duration, unconscious, and whether the injuries would show through. Unless they are attempting to prepare a cover story, who asks that? And let's face it, the internet is notorious for drawing judgments too quickly. But this isn't jumping. Darling, this skydive is amazing, because Claressa didn't hold back when she went live again 2 days later, this time with screenshots. Do you see this message? She held up her broken iPhone as she spoke. It reads, "Mind your business or we'll shut you down next." I received that at 3 a.m, following my initial live broadcast from a blocked phone. But you know what? I tracked down the IP. Brooklyn. The signal is a block away from whose favorite bar? Can you guess? Yes, Remy, Mom. Additionally, Fat Joe's name is now being pulled in. According to a phone conversation that was leaked, Joe told an unidentified producer, "She better fix this *** taste, because if it gets tied back to me, it's over for everybody." Naturally, Fat Joe has since disputed all of this. Fans aren't buying into his repeated posts that he's devastated and avoiding family problems, particularly not after Joe abruptly deleted all of Remy's collaborations from his Instagram page and unfollowed him. Boo, that's not heartbreaking. So I'm not going to catch a RICO case with you. The greatest mystery of all is why Remy is so very silent. No live, no comment, no statement. Only a few bikini pictures, a few hazy healing-related Instagram stories, and a picture of her holding hands in prayer with the words, "God sees all." Yeah, Remy, but the internet does too. And the internet is cruel, darling. Claressa has been appearing in interviews on TMZ, Uncut, The Spill Room, and even on No Jumper as an emergency guest. And each time her tale becomes more specific. She's calling names, she is naming places. Above all, she is assigning dates. Eazy and Remy believed me to be weak. Believed that I was merely a background girl, however, I was documenting as they were conspiring. I therefore have things in the cloud in case I die. You will all be aware. Everything, oh, phew. That isn't a caution, it's a countdown. And now, her admirers are fully behind her. For example, #JusticeForPapos, #EasyInnocent, and #RemyTheSnake have been trending on all social media sites. Even fan art is appearing that shows Claressa wielding a sword and standing over a fallen papoose while wearing boxing gloves and angel wings. States the truth. Celebrity drama can get messy, as we all know, but this is beginning to resemble a Netflix thriller with a script. Nevertheless, each component is fitting together like a jigsaw. Attempted to conceal themselves, the most important question now is whether or if there will be any arrests, due to Claressa's recent indications that she is getting ready to make public timestamps, complete voice notes, and even Eazy is said to have said, "I got your wife now. Bro, step aside." Things are reaching a boiling point in an ancient exchange between Papoose and Eazy. Papoose is still unconscious, but according to hospital sources, he is beginning to move his hand and his vitals are getting better. He will talk to others close to the family, but will he tell the whole truth, or will he shield those who betrayed him? If you thought it couldn't get much messier, buckle up, baby, the way up, because this is now a criminal inquiry, instead of just drama, cheating scandals, or live broadcast tears. And rumors are that a Bronx-based, although no names have been made public, insiders say that Remy Ma and Eazy, the block captain, are persons of interest in the district attorney's covert investigation into the Papoose incident. Let's take a moment to process the following. Conspiracy to attack with purpose to silence. We are no longer discussing love and hip-hop feuds, but rather possible felonies. But it doesn't stop there. Keep in mind, the nurse who spotted Claressa outside the emergency room the night Papoose was arrested. Wheeled in. The person who told the media about her breakdown. Well, she was recently subpoenaed. Leaked records that are making the rounds on Twitter indicate that this because she also reportedly saw Remy Ma enter the intensive care unit outside visiting hours. The nurse is now being forced to appear in a closed-door deposition. No clearance. No wristband, simply sat by Papoose's bed for 10 minutes by themselves. And guess what? All of Papoose's visitor logs were erased immediately following that visit. Fans are now wondering what Remy said to him, and whether she was attempting to change the facts. That is not a coincidence. It is a cover-up, since this isn't just about infidelity anymore, but also about power, control, and manipulation. Was she fabricating her version of events before he could wake up and reveal the truth? NDAs are being broken, and now that Claressa has gone full whistleblower, the pieces are falling quickly. A former Remy Ma assistant, who went by the according to a shocking statement released by online user BXT Truth on Reddit's hip-hop Uncut thread. Remy once remarked, "If Papoose ever turns on me, he'll regret waking up." Relaxing remarks. Correct. The problem is that the same assistant also says they have access to ring camera footage that shows Remy visiting a house that same evening while dressed identically to what was seen in the property. Is that the property belongs to a well-known associate of Eazy, the block captain. This isn't simply hazy footage of the alley smoke, it's a forest fire. Let's talk about Eazy now, because Eazy is attempting to be calm while Ray has been avoiding interviews and going mute. You don't know half the truth. I'm not concerned, but the streets know plenty. He wrote as the caption for a mysterious narrative. He uploaded, his ex-girlfriend is definitely talking to TMZ. Yes, an ex-boyfriend who dated Eazy before to his relationship with Remy. Recently provided an anonymous interview to a tiny podcast in Philadelphia. I didn't think much of it, but now that I think about it, he was planning from day one. He started calling Remy his golden ticket and stated that if he couldn't win in battle rap, he would win in power moves. Eazy stepped in, supposedly knowing that Remy was vulnerable, stuck in a stagnant marriage, and obsessed with being relevant. Let's call it opportunism, with fists. One brawl, one viral controversy, one back alley at a time. He came near, and as soon as she felt comfortable, he began using that influence to start making his own legacy. The public is furious in the meantime, and many petitions have been started. One calling for Eazy to be excluded from any next Remy, My affiliated productions, and another for Claressa Shields to be protected after she disclosed. Here's where it gets scary. During her most recent live stream, in which she broke down in tears in the middle of a sentence, Claressa was followed several times and even threatened with murder. Shown a number of direct messages on her phone, including ones that read, "You talk too much. It will be you the next time. If you don't remove those screenshots, we will now." The internet has changed. The jokes are finished. This is beginning to resemble a targeted assassination of everybody who stands in the way of whatever perverse scheme was being carried out behind closed doors. Speaking of doors, let's discuss Fat Joe, as it appears that the original creator may have recently defected. Joe's camp apparently got in touch with Claressa directly after deleting Remy from his social media accounts, with a suggestion, "Let's get together. I think you're real. I also have stories." Fat Joe's stories. Skeletons are about to dance, as you are already aware. You can know that something big is on the horizon, if even he is attempting to beat this wave. However, the query on everyone's "I'm thinking about this right now." When Papoose awakens, what happens? According to doctors, he is receptive. His hands are moving. He even gave Claressa a squeeze on the hand when she said in a whisper, "You're not alone." So, we'll wait. Will he verify what Claressa has been yelling from the rooftops? One thing is certain, everything is at stake. Will he finally reveal Remy's alleged treachery, or will he keep quiet to shield the woman on whom he has based his whole public persona? Remember that the court of public opinion is already hammering the gavel, and that hashtag Claressa is ruling every trending topic. Remy's brand, I's profession, Claressa's safety, and Papoose truth list. TikTok has produced whole series called Who Tried to Kill Pat, complete with conspiracy theories. Twitter threads are breaking down the timeline minute by minute. In her final live stream, Claressa teases one further thing. There's a vault, maps, and red yarn. Just when you thought we had achieved the finale. I'm done talking, but if you guys continue to, I'll open it for you to play with. And I should manage a vault when I work in this field, not just a Dropbox or a phone folder. A whole freaking vault of communications, audio, video, and evidence that make contracts. And possibly even hospital footage that is prepared to be discarded in the event that things don't work out. Let that serve as the last caution. It's not over yet, this is only starting. Because the entire game might shift the instant Papoose opens his eyes. Now, that hospital room is the center of attention. There you have it. This scandal has the streets in disarray, the internet on fire, and hip-hop history on the brink of being rewritten. That hospital bed still contains Papoose, however, the reality of it's already visible. No denial is as loud as Remy Ma's silence. Eazy's arrogant, cryptic posts are only making things worse. Additionally, Claressa Shields not only a boxing champion anymore, she is the year's top whistleblower. Now, let's talk to you. What do you believe actually transpired in the alley that evening? Was it an out-of-control argument between lovers or a full-scale inside takedown plot? Do you think that Claressa's vault is real? Additionally, if does it include anything, is Papoose planning the big disclosure the instant he talks again? Or is he keeping quiet to protect someone he still loves? Let us know in the comments, because your notion might be the next big thing to go viral. Because this narrative is changing every hour. If you believe that justice must be done, remember to like this video. Get updates on all new leaks, live streams, and legal developments by subscribing. To ensure that you don't miss Papoose's eventual awakening, twist and press that bell. It might blow off the whole lid. This controversy. Since this isn't simply celebrity rumors these days, this is playing with treachery, survival, and retaliation in real time. Here's a scoop bazaar, and we're just getting started. See you in the upcoming